What's up everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about first impressions, and I think I've accumulated enough brand new makeup to play with for this video, and rather than trying these products off camera, I thought I would just do them on camera and share my initial thoughts with you. If you like this type of video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you really want to find out what I think about some of these products, make sure you keep on watching. My face is clean. I don't have anything on it except a little bit of moisturizer and some eye cream, and I am ready to just dive in and start doing my makeup. The first thing I'm going to dive into is a primer, and I have two on my table right now, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, but they are from the brand The Abnormal Beauty Company. This is I think the Deciem brand, or Deciem, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It is, at least to me, a relatively new brand. Sephora just started carrying it, and I just realized if you do live in the Greater Toronto area that there is a store in downtown Toronto, so a storefront that you can walk into, and they're also opening up another one at Square One, the mall in Mississauga. So feel free to check it out if you are in the area. I believe they're going to be opening up next month or a little bit thereafter in Mississauga, but until then you can order off of their website or through Sephora. Both of these primers look like they do pretty much the exact same thing with just a couple of minor differences. I am going to pick this one right here, which is the mattifying one. So I'm just going to tear open this packaging here. Oh my gosh, and it's such cool packaging. Check this out. It tells you all of the different types of primers that exist. It tells you a little more information about the actual product, and then when you crack it open, the primer is just sitting beautifully in there. My gosh, that is adorable. I love that it comes in a tube. I'm just gonna take some of this out onto my hand. Of course, it's got a safety seal, which I like, but I find annoying in times like this. I am taking some onto my finger here, and I'm going to apply it to my face. Once I warm it up, I'm putting it all over, because hell, I need a good primer. So this primer doesn't really have much of a smell to it, which is quite nice. It is applying really smoothly, and my skin feels very silky. I think it's done a really nice job of filling in all of my pores. Let's move on to foundation next. For this one, I did pick up a sample from Sephora because this one is pretty expensive and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, so I did want to test it out beforehand. It is the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I got it in the shade number 4. Comes in this little tub right here. This is one of the great things about shopping at Sephora. They will always give you a sample if you ask very nicely. I mean, they'll give you one if you don't ask nicely, but where are your damn manners? So I'm just looking at the little tub right here, and it looks like it's very runny, which is not the normal type of foundation that I'm used to. I typically go for thicker consistencies just because it provides a little more coverage and a little more grip, but this one is supposed to give you, I believe, medium coverage, and it's supposed to leave your skin a little more dewy. It's a little concerning because I do have oily skin, but I've heard great things about this foundation and I might as well just try it out for myself. So what I'm going to do is just pour a little bit onto the back of my hand here, and I'm going to try to tip it over, and I know it's going to run really quick, so I'm going to tip it back over. Boom. Okay, you saw it run. I hope this is my color. It looks a little bit dark right now, but I will be taking a beauty blender. I just dabbed a little bit, maybe just my mirror too, a little bit onto the back, and I'm going to start applying. Wow. Look at how much of my redness it's covered up. I feel like I'm wearing a mask on one side and nothing on the other. It almost looks like a Freddy versus Jason. And the other really awesome thing is that you need very little. I think I put too much onto the back of my hand here, because this is giving me pretty full coverage, I think. The foundation blends out really nicely. It doesn't have any weird sort of smell to it. It actually doesn't have any smell to it, which is also an added bonus. I think the shade is actually working out for me quite well because right now I'm not seeing a huge disparity between my neck and my face, but just in case, I am gonna bring a little bit of it down, and I will powder the crap out of that later. If there's one thing I've learned with this foundation, it's that you don't need a lot of this product for it to go a long way. I think it is incredibly pigmented. It has done a great job of covering up all of my blemishes as well as redness. So this is with no color correcting underneath. I think it's got a really nice finish actually. The finish isn't entirely matte, but it's also not extremely dewy, which is exactly what I was worried about. But so far, I think it's looking really, really nicely. I love how easy it was to blend out this foundation. That is a huge, huge bonus in my books. To set my face, I am going to be using this Milani setting powder. It's from the Prep Set Go line. It's in the shade 01 Transparent Face Powder. That is exactly what it is called. So I'm going to take one of my Morphe brushes, just dab my brush in there. It is extremely powdery, but I'm just going to go all over my face very, very lightly with this powder. I don't think this powder is really altering the finish of the foundation, but we will find out a little bit later in the day when I do a check-in so you can see how well everything has held up. I'm going to scoot you in just a little bit closer because now we are going to move on to eyes. Since I didn't have any new eyebrow products to try out, I decided to just go ahead and use my good old faithful Anastasia Brow Wiz, got the brows done, and now we're gonna move on to our eyeshadows. And I am really excited to try this palette out. This is from Fiona Stiles. This is the Artist Eyeshadow Palette. All of these colors are beautiful. They are primarily purple with a couple of lighter shades thrown in there for transition. I like that it's got a big bright mirror, whoops, sorry to blind you, on the other side of this, so you can just sit here and do your makeup looking all cute and stuff. I am going to start off by using my MAC 224 brush. This is my trusty shadow brush, and I'm going to go in with this sort of peachy tone over here, and I'm going to use that as my transition. So this isn't really showing up on my skin tone. I think it is very, very fair, but I do know that it's gonna help with the blending of my other eyeshadows of today. So to start, I am gonna go in with this light sort of mauvey color down here, and I'm gonna start putting that into my crease and building it out. These shadows do have a lot of pigment, but they also have a little bit of kick up. I don't know if you can see this here, but there's just a whole bunch of powder that's going flying. You can even see it in the pan right there. These are definitely blending really, really nicely. They're super easy to work with. Next, I am gonna go into this darker shade of purple right here because I want to deepen up that crease just a little bit more. Now we are gonna go in with one of the shimmer shadows here, and it's gonna be this nice little mauvey tone one at the bottom. That color does have a lot of pigment. I just wish it had a little more sheen to it, or it was a little more metallic, but that's just my own preference. This is a little more of a satin finish rather than a metallic finish. Now to just highlight my brow bone a little bit, I am gonna go in to this lighter sort of violet tone right here. I'm gonna take that same dark purple and put that on my lower lash line. Boom, eyes are done. I really like this palette. I think all of these colors were very, very easy to use. I felt like they applied really well, they blended, there was lots of pigment, and I didn't have any fallout, which is exactly what I was worried about when I saw how much kickback there was with these shadows, but everything seemed to go on beautifully. So far, thumbs up for this palette. I'm gonna do my eyeliner off camera because it's not a new product. I'm just using my good old faithful Tom Ford, and I'll be right back. And for my lashes today, I am gonna go in with the Huda Beauty lashes. These are in the style Samantha. They look like this. They are beautiful. They're very wispy and fluffy, very, very long. I think they're probably too long for me, but I like that they have lots of volume. So I am gonna try these out. What do you think? I feel like these lashes are gigantic. Oh my god. But they do look beautiful. They open up the eye very, very nicely. To contour my face, I am going to use this new Milani contour and highlight stick. This is a cream contour. This is definitely not what I'm normally used to using, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways, just because I want to give it a whirl. I've actually... You know what? Now that I think about it, I've never used a cream contour. I've always used powder, so this is definitely a little adventurous for me. I'm gonna go in with the shade 02. This is light or natural, and I'm just gonna start carving out my cheeks. I really like how easy it is to blend this out. It's got a nice gray undertone to it as well, so it doesn't end up looking really muddy on your face, which I'm also very, very appreciative of. I'm also gonna contour my nose very, very lightly. This is something that I do not do, but I figure, hey, while we're at it, let's just try it. I just remembered I am going to put a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes as well. And to bronze my skin, I am going to go in with this Essence Matte Bronzing Powder. This is in the shade 01 Natural. This is the one that I recently picked up, and I want to give it a whirl to see how it's going to look. Oh, it's quite nice. And it smells really good too. My god. I'm just gonna try to contour my chin a little bit, get rid of the double chin action. Woo! This is also insanely pigmented, so make sure you just use a little bit. To clean up my contour a little bit, I am gonna use the RCMA loose powder, and I'm gonna grab one of these little flat top brushes here. This is from Morphe, this is the G30, and I'm going to just carve out my cheeks a little bit and then brush that powder away very, very quickly. Okay, and now we're just gonna sweep it away. I want it to be just a little bit cleaner, but not too harsh. For blush today, I am gonna use the Revolution Matte Blush. This is in the shade Fusion. This actually looks beautiful. It's a nice rose, but it's more of a muted rose. To apply, I am gonna use the Morphe E4 brush. Oh my God, there's a lot. Oh, there is a lot of fallout with this. So be very, very careful. I think that also means this is gonna be very pigmented. So I'm very lightly going to, oh my God, tap that blush on. Holy bejeebers. All right then. So you only need to dab your brush in this blush. I really like this blush. I think the color is beautiful. It applied very, very boldly. I will say you need a very light hand when you are using this, which means this is also gonna go a really long way for you. And for $5, that's a damn good bargain. The only complaint I have about that blush is that it does kick back a lot of powder, so you've got to be really, really careful, especially when you're wearing white. I don't know why I'm wearing white today. That was a stupid idea. Didn't really think that one through. But anyhow, we're gonna move on. It's time to highlight now. I think I'm gonna go in with Golden Kiss right here. Let's take this out of the box here. My God, this pan is enormous. Oh my God, this is huge. To give you an idea of how big this pan is, like here's the Milani Compact in comparison. This thing is gigantic. It's almost the size of my head. Like, oh, look at that. Covers up most of my face. It's nice that you got a lot of product in there. It's actually 0.49 ounces or 14 grams. I am gonna use a fan brush to apply this one. I'm gonna go into my Morphe G23 fan brush, and I'm just going to very lightly get some highlighter on it, tap off some of the excess, and just apply it to the tops of my cheekbones. What do you guys think? Oh my gosh, this is truly a stunning, stunning highlighter. It is subtle, but it gives you just enough glow. I don't really like the crazy metallic highlighters. I like them to be a little more subtle like this, and honestly, this is beautiful. It is right up my alley. I think I'm gonna end up going with the LORAC Pro Liquid Lipstick. This is in the shade Dusty Mauve. I haven't used these lipsticks before, so they are new to me, even though I think they've existed in their line for a while. So I'm gonna put this on and see how it looks. So it's got your basic doe foot applicator, nothing really fancy about this one. Let's apply. This is a really nice lipstick. It's pretty opaque, but it is a little bit streaky, so I find I am having to work with it a little bit. I really like the color of this lipstick, and what I like even more about it is that it's not drying down to a full matte, which I'm not complaining about, because I'm hoping that means it'll stay a little more hydrating on your lips. It is a little bit sticky though and waxy, which I'm not a huge fan of, like you can see. I don't really like that, but hopefully that will go away with a little bit of time. This is the finished look with all new products. There isn't anything on here that I haven't really enjoyed using so far, but I am gonna check in with you just a little bit later to let you know how all of this wears throughout my day. So I will be back in just a little bit. All right guys, it is the end of my day. I meant to do some check-ins throughout, but I totally forgot my vlogging camera at home and I wasn't able to film for you. But what you see right now is basically what has transpired throughout my day. I have not touched up, I haven't blotted, I haven't done anything. It's been about 5 hours since I've applied this makeup here, so it's really late right now. But I do have some thoughts on stuff. For the foundation, the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, I don't mind it, but it does tend to shift a lot on my face, and I found that it also does transfer. So I don't know if that's the foundation or just the setting powder that I used, but I like it. I think it gives you good coverage. It's definitely medium to I think full coverage, but I don't know if it's one that I would be reaching for over and over again. The primer that I used from Deciem, this Hylamide, this is the Matte 12 primer. I absolutely loved it. I loved how matte it made my skin. It also gave me such a smooth foundation for my foundation. I think it's kept me pretty matte throughout the day. I mean, my T-zone did get a little bit oily, but that's pretty normal and that's standard with most of my foundations, but this did do a pretty good job. I am definitely going to keep this top shelf right now. This Milani Prep Set and Go translucent setting powder, I didn't really like. I don't think it did very much for my skin, to be quite honest with you. Had I used another setting powder or loose powder, I think I might have had a better foundation day, but I don't think this one did that much, at least with the makeup that I have on today. What I will do though is play around with it just a little bit more to see how it works with some of my other foundations that are tried and tested, and then I will come back with a bit of an update video for you on this. I absolutely loved this Essence bronzer. I think it was beautiful. It warmed up my skin so nicely. It did not go on patchy. I think this is definitely great value. I love the color. It has not budged. I think it's still looking really, really good. Overall, totally recommend. I really enjoyed this Fiona Stiles palette. I really liked all of these colors. I thought they were pigmented, easy to blend and work with. What I do think is missing in here are maybe some more metallic shadows or maybe a couple of other lighter colors. But I think overall this palette works really, really well. I will say though that the formula on me did crease. So I'm about 5 hours into this makeup day, or I should say night now, and my eyeshadow has creased. You can see it on my lids right now, but other than the creasing just across my lids, the rest has not budged. The eyeshadow palette does have its pros and cons with me, but overall I would recommend it. I mean, I really enjoyed it and I love the way my makeup turned out today. Also, Revolution Makeup did not let me down. This highlighter is gorgeous. This is the Sun Kiss from Makeup Revolution in Golden Kiss. It is stunning and it is still going strong. Love it. I also really enjoyed the blush. I thought it was very pigmented. You do need to be light-handed with this, but overall, highly recommend these products, and I believe they're both under $5, which is super, super cheap. I also quite like the Milani contour and highlight stick. I didn't use the highlight on here. It is a liquid highlight, but I don't like it. So instead, I just use the contour. It is in the shade Light and Natural 02. I thought it was beautiful. It was easy to blend. I think it looks perfect as a shadow. This is one that I think I'll be reaching for quite a bit. And this is coming from a girl who strictly uses powders for contouring, but this cream, I'm loving it. Now, onto the lipstick. So this LORAC Pro liquid lipstick is beautiful. I love the color. I love its longevity. I actually haven't eaten a meal, so I can't actually say how well it will hang on while I eat, but I have been drinking water throughout the day. I did have a cup of coffee as well, and the lipstick is still going strong. I will say it's still pretty sticky. That hasn't left throughout the day, so if you can just tolerate that, you'll really like this lipstick. I actually found the formula to be very close to the Huda Beauty liquid matte lipsticks. So if you're a fan of those, you'll probably really like this lipstick as well. What I will say about this particular color here, I don't know if the rest do the exact same thing, is that it is a little bit drying. So it did end up drying down to a complete matte finish, which I don't have a problem with, but it has dehydrated my lips. I feel like I need to put a balm over it. And finally, the lashes. So the Huda Beauty lashes in Samantha. I am loving these. I think they are fluffy and wispy. They are beautiful. They open up your eyes really nicely, but I think they are a little too big for my eyes. They're just gigantic. And again, I'm not used to wearing lashes of this size or just lashes period. But I do really like the way they look. Woo. And that is the whirlwind of a first impressions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is a little bit different for me, but I might start doing some more of these because I do have lots of products I do want to play with. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Also, be sure to connect with me on all of my social media. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. I will link everything in the description box below for you. I hope you are all having an amazing day, no matter where you are in the world. Stay beautiful, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.